welcome back to another week of The Reset.
Welcome back.
If you were with us last week, we've got her on the screen with you. She was so powerful. And the conversation just flowed so well. We're like, we need to bring you back.
We need to bring her back. We need to bring her back.
Yeah.
I'm Rici Bell. So glad that you are back with us. And this is Anthony Bailey.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Listen, last week we were talking to Tamara Crite. She, again, is a native of Bakersfield, but she works out of the Los Angeles area. She's a corporate professional. She's a single mom, and she was dropping all of the nuggets on just what it is like dating in 2025.
Yes.
We talked about the death of the gentleman. I want us to pick up with the death of the gentlewoman.
Right.
What does that look like from a woman's perspective and then from a man's perspective?
Yeah.
Tamara, tell us.
You know, okay, so just like we talk about toxic masculinity, on the other hand, we have the masculine female. And
Clutch my pearls.
It's a two-edged sword. It's a two-edged sword because on one end, you know, in sympathy for the masculine female, a lot of females are in survival mode right now.
Right.
You know, they're holding it down. They're paying all the bills. Their mom,
by themselves,
cook, chef, Uber driver. And then on the other end, we see just a behavior that is just outlandish and somewhat rude, you know, and then with the expectation of a transactional relationship. You know, you want me, you got to pay for my time. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. And, you know, it can't be attractive to men. You know, and really it's growing. It's not declining right now. So from a male perspective, when you see that, I mean, does it just make you cringe on the inside?
I would say, yeah. I mean, Tamara, we talked last week about the memes that you get a chance to post. And I saw one. It was almost like a robotic, like, no, I won't say cyborg because now they have like the
AI.
Yeah, exactly. It was like an AI woman that he had to keep feeding cash to talk to her.
Yeah, did he
and
send
I
it
sat
to you?
back and I was like, oh my God, are you kidding
Embarrassing.
me? But you know what? I think some guys do feel that way.
They do.
And I've got a close friend of mine, I won't throw his name out there, but I've got a close friend of mine who's had experiences with relationships where it always seemed to be, it came down to what he could do for her. And I don't know if that was his picker or if that was something that was just in the environment. He's a SoCal guy. He's been in SoCal for like 15 years.
Interesting.
Interesting. And so I wasn't quite sure. Like, I wonder when things happen multiple times, is it the person or is it their environment?
Right.
Probably.
Or maybe a little bit of both.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. I have a friend in the LA area, and that's what he explains. And for me, it's hard to comprehend when here I am, high achieving, I have my own money, I have my own everything, and I'm struggling out here, you know? And so, but yeah, we have to acknowledge that there is a subset of women that are transactional. You know, and you know, maybe how he's picking them, you know, that's a bit of the component of it. You know, there's a transactional type woman, and she is a type. She is a type.
So how do we strike that balance then? So how do we balance this idea of independence where I don't need you, but I want you, I desire you, I choose you, and the full-on transactional gold digger?
Right.
How do we reconcile the two?
Say that again for the people in the back of the room.
Right.
Wow.
Because like you can be a woman who has their own job, has their own home, their own car, their own everything. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. But they are inviting you into their world, and they're okay with that. But they also don't want to be treated like you don't ever have to do anything for me. Just because I have everything doesn't mean that there's no space for you to give me something. Or you know what I mean? Like, and I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't come across as like you know, but is it too much to ask for flowers? Is it too much to ask for this or that from time to time? I already have everything, but if I'm choosing you, then that's an invitation to add to what I have. What's that balance?
You know, that's the big mystery there, because it definitely has to do with the type of people that we attract. You know, and I've dated the haves and the have-nots. You know, on both end of that, and so my experience is
what was more fun? The haves. What was more fun?
The haves. Okay, by far.
Oh my God, I love that.
Date the haves, not the have-nots.
Oh
okay, guys, just date the haves. But what I will say is, gosh, when we look at those relationships where the woman has everything she has, it's often intimidating to men,
Okay. Yeah.
That is something I struggle with personally. I'm not trying to be intimidated. I just worked really hard.
Right. And I don't want, at the same time, I don't want to have to shrink or dim my light to just be attractive to you.
Right.
Yeah. So either you're there or not.
So that goes back to dating in your circle.
Go to the chamber meetings.
Okay. Go to the conference.
Now you know where you got to go.
Go to the chamber meetings. Go to the convention.
If you didn't see it, pull up last week's episode. There's a nice list on there for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you're going to get that resentment from
right.
For a while they can upkeep you. They can upkeep the lifestyle of going out to dinner and going out to the restaurants. And then after a while it turns into resentment. It turns into, you with the BMW or the Porsche, and the little comments, the little jabs that they get. I've experienced it all. Like, now my car is an issue. He's bringing up my car. They call you big money.
What did that...
Boss lady.
How did that feel to you when you heard that? I mean, sitting on the couch or sitting at dinner and hearing that.
Yeah. You hear it and you try to ignore it. It's a red flag.
It's a major red flag.
And you try to ignore it.
Yeah.
And you hope it's just a one time, but I think it doesn't take long to realize, like, oh gosh, my income
is a problem
for you.
Yeah. Yeah. My lifestyle, my desires, my preferences, that's a problem for you. What I do for a living, that's a problem for you. So why do we put glitter on those red flags then? And we stick around longer than we need to stick around.
Well, again, we grew up in that fairy tale environment. We want to make it right. We want to make it right. This person has potential. I'm attracted to this person. We're here at this dinner table. I don't want to ruin this moment. And we fog the mirrors. We put the glitter on it. And we have to be more like men and be black and white.
It is what it is.
Yeah, low key.
It is what it is. All day, every day.
Stop trying to potential. No. Become potential.
Yeah.
I don't want the potential.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I have done it.
I don't want nonchalant. Be chalant. Yes. It is what it is. Black and white.
I've done it. Yeah.
Ooh. Get rid of the glitter, ladies. Get rid of the glitter. Get rid of the glitter. Yeah, it is what it is. So move forward.
I love that. No, that's powerful.
Revelation.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are taking notes at home and letting that settle in.
It is.
On the back of that, let's kind of park there for a second. I'm kind of curious because this is a video podcast. You guys can see that these women look great.
Thank you.
And they both are moms.
Thank you. Yes, we are.
So the question is, as you are in the dating world, how does that parental side of things play into what you're doing when you're dating? Because being a single parent, I mean, that's not like when you were 18 or 17, junior or senior in high school or a freshman in college, and you're just out dating who you want to date. How does the parental side of things play for you all?
I prefer a man with kids. Surprise. I like someone that has other responsibilities and other duties because I feel like they can relate to me and mine. And we can prioritize if it's his weekend with his children. I have zero issues with that. And I hope vice versa. Versus dating someone with no kids, the pull and the demand is just too much. For, it doesn't have anything to do with how much money you make or your career or where you live. It's just too much because they're free every weekend and you just aren't.
I have things to do.
Too available. Oh boy.
Right.
Yeah.
And your son is how old?
I have a 10-year-old and I have a 15-year-old.
Okay, so 10 and 15. Okay.
Yeah.
And my daughters are 17 and 19.
Okay.
And so they teach me. I sit at their feet.
Yeah.
They teach me. Yeah. Mom, red flag. Mom, don't do that.
Yeah.
Mom, don't post that. Mom, post that.
Right.
So the
Tell
roles
us more about
so the
that.
listen, don't be all up in
because
my
I'm
business.
sure there's some folks that are eligible in the area that are probably paying attention right now.
But I am so content with this new space that I'm in. I have everything that I need.
Right.
I was Anthony has become one of my closest friends. I did tell him the other day that I was battling a little bit of loneliness. But I have a great tribe of folks, a great community who are my support. And, I reach out and everybody shows up in a moment's notice. But But it is very different. It is very different. And I am not chasing anything, looking for anything. I am satisfied. I am in this new space. Whatever comes, whatever goes, whatever flows. And like you said, it is what it is. There are people who are intimidated by me. What I drive, where I live, what I do. My job takes me out of town a lot, and there's a lot of distrust. Well, who are you with? What are you doing? I'm literally in the hotel room.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
With the blinds open, looking at the fireworks because I'm working out of town on 4th of July. I'm not with family barbecuing. I'm in a hotel.
Exactly.
What else is there to do? Like, I'm chilling.
That's
So.
deep.
But going back to what you were saying about just the resentment can set in, the intimidation can set in. I am not looking for that.
Right.
I'm not looking for a project. I'm not looking for another child. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not looking for anything. I'm content.
Yeah.
Satisfied.
But
And
then,
how do you do the balance between the girls who are college and high school now and that potential person that you could see yourself going out with?
Well, I don't think there is a balance. I think balance is a myth. I think I lean more towards integration.
Yeah.
Is there something that I'm already doing that you can join me and be a part of? Or is there something that you're already doing and I can join you and be a part of? And if I could just be completely transparent, I learned the difference between honesty and transparency the other day, by the way. But if I could be completely transparent.
That's a whole new episode.
It really is. It really is. I would prefer someone who is not local because of a lot of reasons, you know. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But also because I have a life. Life happens. I don't need you to be with me 24/7, and I don't need to be with you 24/7. And that means that doesn't diminish your worth or your value or my desire to have you in my life. It just says I have a lot going on, and I want you to have a lot going on too. So when we do connect, it's beautiful, it's magical, and it's worth the time that we spent apart. But in the meantime, that emotional safety that you were talking about, those emotional deposits and investment, that has to happen.
right.
Because otherwise, listen.
There's a challenge there. There's a challenge there. I mean,
Tamara, you're on the road a lot as well.
I'm your twin.
I
mean, I was in
been?
Dallas, I'm here and I'm there, and then I'm at soccer games on Fridays, There still is a challenge because men don't typically work like that.
Right.
Men want to be your attention. If they could get all of it, they would like that.
Yeah.
And so you really have to have that connection where there's an understanding very, very early on. Yeah. If it's not there, you're going to have experience challenges the whole ride through.
Right.
So,
right. And then there's this concept, I don't know how it is with you and your wife, but there's this idea of like loving me out loud. So if we are together, everybody should know about that. I shouldn't be a secret. Like there's a difference between secrecy and privacy.
Oh, yeah, big time.
I don't want to be your secret.
Right.
We can be private until it's permanent. That's fine. But everybody better know that I exist. Your close friends, your family, your exes, whoever. Like, hello.
Yeah.
There should be an understanding that I have a woman who is absolutely incredible and the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life. And there is no space for you to even try to infiltrate what we are building and what we are growing.
Yeah.
Tamara can take us on with that too.
Talk to us about that. Different. Okay.
I like to keep it private.
Okay.
Because I have learned to protect what I have that's special. And I've noticed that I put a target on my back when I post relationships, when I air it out too much. This is us at the beach. This is us at the concert. I feel like it puts a target on my back.
And what happens? Talk to us about that.
Talk to us about what happens.
Okay, so here's what you'll
It's getting juicier.
You post your person. You tag them. Now people are going to start looking for your person that you post.
Right.
Girls that you know that have no association are adding him.
Right.
Tagging him.
Right.
They are clamping on. You've now attracted more men into your circle.
Right. Right.
They're trying to see if there's a weakness in the,
right.
you know, you post a sad
I know
post,
you said you're with somebody, but are you really with them?
Yeah.
I am that person that you'll just find out.
That's fair.
She's getting married next week.
That's or you pop out already married.
I might just pop out married.
Yeah,
and see the pictures from the wedding.
That's real.
So I like to keep it private.
Okay, that's real. As long as everybody in his sphere knows about you, though.
Yeah.
And especially exes, ex-fiance, ex-girlfriend, best friends who are like all that's like that. I
think that's the privacy versus secrecy thing you guys are talking about.
Yes.
So you kind of keep it not a secret from your circle, but
right.
private from. It's kind of like the close friends loop on Instagram.
Right.
Like the people in that close friends group know what's going on, but the people outside of that.
Right.
Yeah,
and if at any moment. Tell us about this.
Yeah.
If at any moment you feel like someone on the outside feels like they have permission to infiltrate what you're building, if someone on the outside is pushing the button, pushing the envelope, and not respecting the boundaries, what do you do with that? Do you approach that woman? Do you approach the man that you're dating? Like, how do you approach that?
Okay, so if it's a woman and she's approaching, that's not for me to nip in the bud. That is for my partner to nip in the bud. You know, I've seen it before. I've experienced it before, and you know, whether we want to believe it or not, there are certain cues that we give off that kind of give that person permission to behave in that way.
Interesting.
You know,
tell us about the cues.
There are cues.
Seriously.
So
what are those cues?
You know,
oh my goodness.
Your significant other is in some way giving this person some leeway where they feel like they can do that. Let's just say you're in a concession line, a long line somewhere. You're with your partner. You're clearly together, but there's this person, opposite sex, looking at your partner, and they're flirting with your partner, and they're just not really giving up. There's some cues going off. There's something going off. This person is not just, to me, insane,
like some sort of vibe,
just like,
unspoken
you
vibe.
Know, got their little Bible out and they're just reading, and this girl is just on him. You know, there are certain cues where he's looked and he's gone, and she's like, oh, he's peeping me out too. So
that's deep.
You know, I do think people give cues. Now, I've had men approach me and they seen when I'm with a guy, and I totally shut down.
Right.
I shut it down.
You don't entertain it
My
at
guy
all.
does not have to shut anything down.
Right. Because that's respecting the relationship, and that's emotional integrity. Emotional integrity. You don't have a chance with me because of who I'm with.
My man shouldn't feel like he's gonna have to fight somebody because someone's. You know, I am not looking. I see this man. He's looking at me. I'm with my guy. I am turned the opposite way.
Right.
He doesn't. He gets to look at nothing anymore.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, you know, that's for the other person to shut down, and not really for you to get in and battle it out.
Right. No, that's good, and I feel like that's that should be a non-negotiable that is established very early on in your dating relationship. And I understand that dating is data collection. You're just seeing what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like. But that should be a non-negotiable in the early stages of your dating relationship. Tell us about some other non-negotiables that you have put in place, or that you know of others have put in place in the early stages of that dating relationship.
Gosh, I think first and foremost is that you have a 9 to 5. I mean, we're still not negotiating 9 to 5, but we are.
That's
you know,
true.
The 9 to 5 is a non-negotiable.
Some sort of income.
Yeah, the income is
benefits.
And benefits, and hopefully a 401k, and hopefully, you know.
Too old not to have that now. I mean,
at our
at least I am.
And
you guys are a lot younger than me.
I'm 45. I'm 45.
I'm right with you. I'm right with you.
Okay,
I'm right with you. So that is a non-negotiable. Your own place, because you have to have your own place that you do not cohabitate as a man dating me, because I want to know that you are able to juggle your bills plus your fun time.
That's real
you know,
yeah.
I need to know you can play water, heat, cable, and still go on your vacations and manage that.
Because that's financial integrity.
Yeah.
That's
so
huge.
those are just a few for me.
Own place, own job.
Yeah, I think those are the basics.
Yeah.
Basics. And don't play in my face.
Well, everyone is an entrepreneur.
I'm so over that. No.
I hate that word nowadays.
I don't even know how to spell it. I don't even want to spell it.
You're right.
Yeah. If you're still trying to find yourself, just say that. But don't place the entrepreneur stamp on everything.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. No, this talk is going great. You guys are giving some wisdom. I'm going to throw another question out at you guys because I am really just fascinated to hear, kind of in the same vein, the interacting on social media. So we've talked a little bit about kind of what you're looking for from a guy. We've talked a little bit about what attracts you guys. Let's dive into the social media aspect of this thing when it comes to your interactions with other people while you're dating. So I'm going to throw this out here because it's something that my wife and I saw on a show, and it sparked a good discussion with us. Okay. Not us personally in our relationship, but just in general terms. There was a woman that was dating a guy, and they were early on, a couple of months in, maybe a month or two in, and he's liking photos on social media of people that he's been interacting with for years, and they're all kind of part of their deal, and that's kind of his persona, that's his personality. And they had to talk about like how many people's pictures you're liking and when and how that made them feel. So how do you guys feel about that?
If it has been established that we are exclusive.
Well, it's only 2 months in, so you're on the road to it. But
2 days in, you know if you're going to be. I mean, was there a conversation saying we are exclusive?
No, not there. At the show we were watching didn't have it yet, but it was early
that's
on.
Different to me then. But if there was a conversation and it's been established that you are exclusive, if you are following accounts that I feel are inappropriate, BBL accounts, BBW accounts, twerking accounts, bikini accounts, if you're following those accounts, and you are actively invested in those accounts by double tapping, it's inappropriate, it's disrespectful, and it dishonors the relationship.
Where's the line at that begins? So from the time you meet a guy, you guys are talking on the phone, and you guys start going out, early on in the relationship. You're not officially together yet. So where does that line fall for you all? And people in your circles, maybe not even you personally, but where do you all start to say, okay, once we get to this threshold, that should start to wane?
Again, I think once you've established that you're exclusive, that means something. Being locked in means something.
What if you're not locked in, though?
Well, then that's different. I think that's
different. What are the rules when you're not
locked in? I think that's different.
I think, he was following these accounts 6 months ago, and he met me 2 months ago. So I can't go back and question these things. Neither do someone like me doesn't have the time. I just don't have the time to go and look and see. Wait, I'm too busy. Right. I'm too busy to go and search every one of your friends. If I'm to that point, we're probably close to a break. Anyways, where I'm data checking. We're probably at a break. I'm a firm believer of you're single till you're married. You're single till you're married, and especially at this age, if you're 30s, 40s, 50s, you're single till you're married. In your 20s, you can have the girlfriend and we go together, but that's a wrap for me personally. Yeah. I don't have the time to do that, and if it gets to the point where I have to do that and question you,
then you already know the answer. Yeah. If you have to be worried about someone, you don't need to be worried about someone.
I'm not going to worry about it. I control the controllables.
Yes.
I can't control your every single tap and like.
That is so okay. I hear you. What about, so you're single until you're married, but what about the dating process or the courting process is actually practicing for marriage though? So if you are exhibiting these behaviors today where you have no self-control and you're double tapping everything, what does that mean 6 months down the road when we are locked in and you're considering marriage? Do you really want to enter a marriage with someone knowing that they don't have any self-control or discipline when it comes to how they admire other women or look at other women?
Right.
Because you're just one of many at that point. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
This is a question I kind of want to bounce to Anthony because I have been proposed to more than once.
Oh, that's it.
Well, you're looking at the camera, so you can understand why.
I've been proposed to more than once.
I'm not totally surprised by that. So.
I'm not surprised because sis is a baddie, okay?
When it got to that point, I don't really think they were checking for other people to that level. Their interest had really, really veered towards this investment that they were ready to to make.
Okay.
And so not an issue. It was non-issue for me. But I think once you get to the point where you're 6 months in the scenario that you just presented, that's a red flag.
Major red flag. Don't put glitter on it.
Do not pass go. You know, do not collect your $200 because it's, you know, that's your red flag. Like,
that's good. That's good.
Well, that makes
that's
a lot
good.
of sense.
She's been proposed to more than once.
I wasn't surprised by that.
Okay.
You guys heard my 4. You heard the 4 things I'm looking for.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
I would imagine Tamara has caught many of ours. Many.
Yeah. You know, it's a financial thing for women too. You know, it's no longer, it goes both ways. The court goes both ways. As a female, you marry someone, it doesn't work out, you're the higher earner. Well, guess who's paying not child support, but alimony.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to think of that too. Can as a successful
financially?
Person. Like, do I want to put myself in that scenario? So I'm very cautious personally. When it comes to that.
That's good.
Oh,
that's good.
that.
That's good. I know we're almost out of time, but you were going to say something.
No, I just thought that what you guys were saying was spot on. I think that as a guy, we're very visual, and I think that as guys, early in those processes, are kind of looking and engaging to see what catches their eye. The Instagram stories or the Facebook stories and things have become the new bar, have become the new club, space, the new hangout. And so I think you'll find some of that going on. But I do think for me, and this was a little bit different, and I'll extend this out just a little bit of an extended answer. For me, it was twofold. It was one, I didn't get married until I felt like my wife could hold my attention and I didn't want to look at other people. And I talked to her about that. I was like, listen, this is what I needed to get married. The other thing I'll tell you is when guys get to the point where they're ready for that commitment, if you can think about a thermometer on your wall, there's a certain threshold that guys get to when they're ready to take that commitment. Before that, it's fair game. Like DM, walk up to, get the digits, whatever you want to call it. But once you get to that plateau, once you get to think about like a 50-degree mark on the thermometer, once you pass that 50, now you're ready to engage and get married. Then it's just about matching up the last of the combinations because now you're ready to engage, you're ready to propose, you're ready to get married. So when I hear that you're attracting guys that have been proposed to, I'm like, well, I mean, she's fine and she has a great job.
Right.
So those early stages, you're like, boom. Okay, people are getting like, oh, okay,
intelligent,
this could be a potential. But then it has to be like, okay, are you guys matching up beyond? And are they ready? Do they feel like they could take care of you?
Oh my gosh.
And I think that may be where people fall short at. It's like, okay, we match on the physical, we match on personality. Does my lifestyle match? Can I support both of you guys? You know, can I support you all? Can I care for you? Those types of things.
Oh my gosh.
And some guys are not
ready.
They're not there yet.
And that's okay. But
so
don't
there'll be some bullets that
time.
you guys have dodged.
Don't waste people's time. Don't disturb their peace. So we need to have you back again because I want to talk about this whole like pop the balloon culture and that concept. We need to have you back and talk about that. And then next week I think we're going to have an interesting conversation too. We're talking about the power of social media with a major social media influencer. Can't wait. Can't wait for y'all to see that. It's going to be great. So
Tamara, it has been a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. 2 weeks in a row.
We've got to get her back up to Fresno sometime in the future to do this again. This has been great. That wraps up everything for today, of course.
At the end of the day, we just want to know, are you okay?